you may remember a famous character from the late 1970s into the 1980s. He was a man who could charge into any situation. He stopped bank robberies, evil villains, and of course always saved the damsel in distress. This man was, of course, the famous superhero Buffalo Man. Buffalo Man, based on the tale of a Western New Yorker by the name of Edward Kovaks, was a perfect hero for his time and place. His city, the infamous Queen City, was the location of his greatest TV hero achievements.
You know, all the other kids grew up watching the $6 Million Man. I grew up watching Buffalo Man. Yeah, he inspired me as a kid. Kind of idolized him, really. My room was filled with Buffalo Man stuff. I had the bed sheets, I had the lunchbox. I even ate my cabbage thinking it was going to make me strong. How silly is that, huh?
I was the one that made Buffalo Man famous, After that incident in the woods, I wanted to go to the press. Eddie, he didn't want anyone to know who he was. He put that silly hat and brown hood on, but I knew who he was all along.
Ah yes, Mary Kowalski. She was on a camping excursion in the southern tier of western New York in late summer 1974. During a storm, a tree had fallen on her, nearly taking her life. All alone, she was in mortal danger. Ed Kovaks heard her muffled screams, and after quickly donning a mask, rescued her. Mary told her story to the local press, and the national media picked it up instantly. The next year, 1975, a cartoon about Buffalo Man debuted. The Buffalo Man show included all kinds of mythology about the herded one. The first and most famous of the lines of mythology is his need for cabbage. Whenever Parker Wayne, his secret identity, ate a head of cabbage, he would be transformed into Buffalo Man.
Nobody mentioned it at all, just how silly it was. And kids, they just gobbled up cabbage left and right. It was probably the same for that sailor guy and his spinach back in the day.
The show lasted for 10 seasons, an incredible feat for a cartoon. Throughout the years, he faced villains of all shades, from the treacherous Clown Man to a gang of punk rockers, to even famous villains of the past including Al Capone and Jeffrey Dahmer.
I had the privilege of working on the Buffalo Man film. The studio wanted a traditional superhero film, like The Amazing Arachnid or The Winged Avenger. I really wanted to do something different with this project, and I really think I succeeded.
The Buffalo Man movie was released August 14, 2009. It was a vastly different tale than other Phony Pictures superhero films. The Buffalo Man film begins with a report 10 years after Buffalo Man's retirement. The film brings him out of retirement in style, once again saving the life of Mary Kowalski. The film caused controversy with many fans after removing Parker Wayne's need for cabbage for transformation.
I really felt bad about not having the cabbage in the film. We just didn't think it would work with the story. However, that's not saying it won't be in the sequel. We just won't put it in just as a fan service. We want to make sure it's critical to the story for us to include it.
The movie was a blockbuster success, following in the path created by The Winged Avenger the summer before. The film grossed just shy of $1 billion worldwide. When the idea of a true-life story of Buffalo Man was discussed, Phony Pictures gave BC Films the opportunity to talk to the man himself, Buffalo Man. It was a great ride. 10 years on the show. Wow. It didn't seem that long. Then again, if you love what you do, I was a little disappointed I wasn't called for a role in the movie. Nobody mentioned it at all. Not my agent, not the guys at Phony. It doesn't matter. I'm just glad I was able to inspire kids for 10 years. I heard about the other guy you interviewed, Walter. He sounds like a great guy. Kids like him are the reason why I entered the superhero business. The man behind the mask, the man who started the whole Buffalo Man mythology, Edward Kovaks, passed away 2 weeks before the feature film opened. I want to thank Eddie Kovaks. I met him several years ago. He was truly a great guy. He will be missed. Eddie, you are the herded one. Rest in peace.